something a little bit different. This is actually a bit of a grudge match, but in addition to that, it is week 4 for the AHGL After Hours Gaming League, a tournament where a lot of people that normally work hard all throughout the day come home and work even harder at League of Legends. So we're all members of different companies here in AHGL. The current two that you're watching right now is going to be Curse Incorporated, not the actual team, versus IGN Entertainment, more specifically IGN Entertainment Esports. Some of the faces that you guys see in front of the camera or behind the camera that put on IPL. I am Torch from IGN, and with me is Studio. How you doing?
Doing pretty well. It's a lot of big names on both sides of the fence right here. Like, if you don't know, Curse Hubert is the owner of Curse. Like, he is the big guy behind the Curse website for WoW, the Curse website, or LoL Pro, everything. And then at the other side, Nick Allen, At Person, Kevin Naki, Baron von Richthofen is James Weilman, the Red Baron. So just big names all around. And yeah, Pluto and Liquid too. So these are all faces. These are all faces we know. I don't know who Mega Milks is, but that name kind of rules.
Yeah, I think he's one of the guys in behind the scenes for Curse that kind of help put out their videos. But Hubert being on that lineup, that would be really scary for me if I were playing with them, because I know if I didn't feed him properly or if I got him killed in a gank, I could get fired the next day. That's a really scary proposition.
Worse yet, what if you don't get invited to the next party?
Ooh, that kind of happened to me already. James kind of cut me from the team, so that's why I'm out here casting. But that means I get to make fun of them all throughout this cast, which that's going to be our main thing, is to pick out every single thing that James does wrong and make sure the viewers know that he's not the best player.
Specifically James. We'll point out other people's mistakes, but James, yep. Baron von Richt, like that name, I know it's a song reference, but that name is so weird. I don't like that name. I don't like.
Well, it was a World War II or I ace pilot, so he really likes history and a lot of cool different things like that. So
no, we're trying to be negative. It's not cool.
Right.
It's uncool.
I'm already dropped the ball.
I mean, history is so last 60 years.
Good points. But wait, who was playing League of Legends back then?
I think it was a big thing for the third-party countries that weren't involved, like Spain. It's like they had the Civil War, and then instead of going to World War II, they just played League of Legends themselves for a good 60 years.
What a great idea. That's why XPEK is so good. All right, one little housekeeping announcement. Nick Allen in the game is not the actual Nick Allen. Normally he does actually play support for the team, but this is going to be Robin, one of the StarCraft casters for IPL. He's a very strong AD carry. He's carried some of our games before when the Red Baron has not pulled his weight. So we'll see how that's going. The current score in the standings right now is IGN is 2-1. That's just against other teams, and Curse surprisingly is actually 1-2. We thought they were going to be one of the strongest teams, and they still are extremely strong, but not having the best luck so far this season.
I mean, they have Curse Liquid 112. He was a former pro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he is a former pro, and he is still a manager of Curse. He still helps out the team. I believe he was the man behind Support Fiddlesticks, or that's what I heard, I believe. So he is relevant to the competitive scene, and going 1-2, that's kind of scary. But, I mean, we're just waiting for people to say ready. They are picking after they've already done other picks, I think, so I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, they might just try to confuse us and rapid fire off these picks really quickly. Both these teams are pretty friendly with each other, so we're going to get into it right now. After these lightning bolts go away, I'm sure it's going to be very quick.
Yeah, I was scared there because we only had 90 seconds left on the lobby, so there's a good chance we would have gotten kicked out. And you know when that happens, it takes forever to get back in. But we're here, we can see the picks, we can see the bans, we can make fun of everything Baron von Richthofen does. And I don't know, I really don't know who to root for. Because the Curse guys, they are, look, there you go, already leaving the game.
Cut, definitely cut, I'm going to join in. So... Yeah, we say that Red Baron's kind of the captain of the team, and well, he is actually for IPL. But Mirhi, he's actually the best player. If you take a look at the elos there, I want to make sure that is a point that everyone knows. Mirhi, the League of Legends, or excuse me, the StarCraft owner, he kind of runs the division over here at IPL, is better at League of Legends than our main League of Legends caster.
1700 ELO versus 1660, truly showing the dominance of StarCraft over League of Legends. I mean, Miri's a really cool guy too, but it is a little bit embarrassing. They really have to get in their own game before they start this. They're already behind just because StarCraft is now dominant on the purple side team. So IPL, they're already a StarCraft team.
all right, I guess we should switch games if we lose this. But they've been practicing actually pretty hard. They talk about strategies every day at lunch about how they're going to beat Curse. Like before the season even started, it wasn't about the other matchups that we had. It was just what do we do against Curse? I think there was some talk about why don't we just like hire Liquid or bribe them or something else like that. Just nefarious ideas that got thrown around, but
Send them one before
practice
the match
prevailed.
starts. Like there were lots of ideas. I was hearing those ideas back at IPL 5 before the tournament even really got underway. They were plotting it. It was like
Yep.
casting, then let's talk about beating Curse. Casting, let's trash talk Curse because they're right next to us. So picks coming
Ooh,
out.
and the bands here, if you take a look at what they're spelling, these are pretty legit bands for the players in this game. But we have CRS on the Curse side and IPL on the IPL side. Uh, cute, very
It's a,
cute.
good job, guys. They can tell acronyms. They can spell acronyms very easily. It's a good skill to have.
But they didn't realize that we're the IGN team, not the IPL team.
Yeah, so
Already
I
losing
mean, they're
there.
rooting for something else. Clearly, once again, another one of James Rolliman's failed plans. But Jax, Blitzcrank, Misfortune, Cassiopeia, Lee Sin. That's a pretty mean lineup. You have a lot of AoE damage. Cassiopeia, she looks people in the face, stuns them. That follows up for bullet time, lets Jax hop in, and if somebody happens to get caught up by a Blitzcrank hook, they can still wipe the floor with him.
The misfortune pick here, it's going to be pretty good for Curse. We've seen a lot of misfortune in the competitive play right now, able to affect a lot of the team fights, especially with Blitzcrank able to hold them in and Cassiopeia just freezing everybody. But there's not a whole lot of attack damage coming out from the Curse lineup aside from misfortune, which that means that when she does get that Black Cleaver, she's really only helping herself mainly. Lee Sin will be able to come in there, but he's going to most likely be more the tank role for that lineup. How do you think that's going to stack up against IPL?
Well, looking over at IPL's team, they have like that AoE hull combination themselves with Amumu, Oriana, and even though Kha'Zix isn't necessarily an AoE champion, he still has really high AoE damage with the Void Spikes. So the AoE damage is over on Curse's side, but IPL or IGN has the higher control and sustain. So it's weird to give it to either side. It's going to be about who gets caught out, whether Cassiopeia gets that really good ultimate. If Amumu can have the ball onto him while he bandage tosses in and then gets like 5 people pulled next to him so he can cry all over them.
Yeah, Oriana with Mirhi on Oriana is a really good matchup for him. He practices that a lot. That's kind of showing that Curse hasn't really done their homework against IPL. Maybe they don't respect us quite as much as they should. We're gonna have to see how that goes in. But Baron von Richthofen, normally a pretty handsome guy, but he's going for that bug character, kind of trying to bring out his inner evilness, his inner ugliness that we see in the office every day that you guys at home don't necessarily see.
The inner rage of the Red Baron. But I mean, it's Kha'Zix. It's that reset character being played up in the top lane though. This is where it's normally different. You usually see Kha'Zix down towards mid, but Kha'Zix up in the top lane. He's still scary. He still has that really high taste their fear damage, that really good push potential. But it's gonna be a scary matchup because if Hubert playing that Jax up top ever gets ahead of him, he can just keep jumping onto him. And yeah, Kha'Zix has a leap to get away, but Jax is really fast, and Jax also has his own leap and a stun to try and stay in range. So that's going to be a tough matchup, and if Baron plays it wrong, he can still be a scary Kha'Zix, but he's going to be a scary Kha'Zix up against a fed Jax.
The thing is that Baron is kind of the strat caller for the team, so he'll be calling for help very quickly when he needs it from AJ or Hat Person. That Amumu going to be able to help him go for a lot of tower dives, and we've seen Kha'Zix bounce all over the place in some really awesome plays, especially coming out of the OGN tournament. So James is very good at looking at what the pros do and kind of emulating some of that style as well. And him and AJ have great synergy in the casting room and also on the playing field. So I'm really interested to see if they're able to allow Nick Allen, or not actually Nick Allen, but I'm going to call him it anyway, and Kevin Naki in that bottom lane to stay alone for long enough. I think that'll help the rest of the lanes for IPL.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be all about Mumu getting that bandage toss up top lane, because like I really am scared for Jax just destroying Baron. Hubert is actually a solid player. He's pretty high at elo himself. Not like 2,000, but I think it's 1,600 or 1,700 right now. And it's actually both lanes, because it's the Jax lane up top, bottom lane, it's the Blitzcrank lane. And yeah, if Kevin Naki gets hooked in, that's okay. He's Tarek. He doesn't care about anything. He's made out of gems. It's awesome. Well, he's wearing gems, not made out of them, but he is made out of fabulousness, so it's okay.
He is pretty fabulous. Spends all those gems on Magic cards, though, instead of on League of Legends skins. We're going to have to see what he actually chooses here. If you
Better
take
have
a
Pink
look,
Tarek.
if you take a look at the masteries, we see a pretty typical 19-9-2 for where are we? For James in the Kazakhs pick. So he's going to be pretty aggressive there in that top lane going up against Jax, who's going for a bit more of defense with 921.
Yeah, 1992, still doing that thing we used to see last season where people want to get the final point in offense because the execution isn't reliable. That is not something that should have been on stream. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
That's an appointment I have next week. Anyways, we're starting to go ahead and load this up. Forgot that was behind everything. Whoops. Okay, so Skin Ward. Who looks better? I mean, Jackson, Miss Boom Boom, Blitzcrank. This is going to Curse. This is going straight to Curse because Kevin Nagi, Nick Allen. Look at these cheap guys. And normal Kazakhs is okay. All right, I can respect that. But no Armor of the 5th Age Tarek. Not even like the emo Tarek. This is just shameful.
He's spending all his money on magic cards. It's just where all IPL's money goes. If you come into our office, every single desk is just filled up with magic cards. Or shoot many beta keys, which is kind of weird. But
it's a good game. But they have a lot of beta keys. I think I still have a beta key just lying around here. I just happen to have them. Anybody want to shoot me a beta key? I got one.
Ooh, I might tweet at you for that. I think mine just expired recently. But summoner spells. I guess it's kind of a mirror on both sides, and we are actually going to get into the game right now, or I am. I don't know if you are.
I have made it in.
Ooh. All right, you want to give us the colors for the teams?
Colors for the team. So red side, it's going to be IGN. Blue side on the bottom, we're following them right now. This is Curse. Look at Pluto looking so sexy with that Misfortune skin. And I mean,
and that red hair.
Ooh. Oh, that red hair. Oh, the ginger match. It's the red hair on MF matching the red hair of Pluto. It is perfect. That is some high tier synergy we have not seen ever before. Where
got
the
me
player,
as a fan. I'm done.
Yeah, I mean the character
go Curse, go Pluto.
looks like it. Looks like the player. That's it. How often does the character look like the player? Both are attractive people. Both have the red hair. There you go.
Very nice legs.
Very amazing legs on Pluto. But look at this invade.
Got a hot tub.
Look at this right here. They're looking for it. They just want to beat someone up. They just want to kill someone right now, and nobody's there, so it's not going to happen. Curse is just looking for the perfect gank, and it's just not set up right now.
Yeah, good call by James or Baron von Richthofen on the IPL team to go for that red buff first. They know that Blitzcrank is a very dangerous opponent for any sort of invasion. And dropping that ward on their own blue buff, they're going to be aware that the attempt was made. Curse is going to have to go home sad, though.
I mean, there's also a ward there from the IPL team, or IGN team, placed there by Tim Robin, who is playing under Nick Allen's account. And so if they camp there, if they try to bait them out, they saw it coming. And now they expect this. They expect the invade to the other side.
Oh, and they're going to get the first blood off here against Liquid. That's not looking too good for that X-Pro. Cassiopeia going down first, giving some first blood gold to Nick Allen, or Tim Robin on Nick Allen. That's going to help them in that bottom lane very well. We were talking about before the game, if IPL can kind of get their bottom lane fed early and allow them to kind of stay isolated, that's going to help them keep the rest of the lanes focused by Hat Person to give Baron and Amir here just a little bit of an edge over the Curse lineup.
And who is Hubert going to fire for that one?
I don't know. I don't think you can fire Liquid. That's a little bit too valuable of an acquisition.
There's really no one to blame as Miri steals the red buff from that person. That person being trolled by his own teammate. I am so glad we caught that. That is awesome.
Oh now, is it a steal or is this a meta changer? Is he going to be going into lane not only with a assist advantage, but also now the red buff?
Well, right now we have that person up in the top lane. He doesn't have his red buff as Miri. Better be auto-attacking like crazy. We mentioned this before. They want to set up an early snowball. And Hubert, I mean, he's Jax. You want to make sure he gets shut down. This is a good gank setup, but, I mean, Hubert's just not in position to die.
Yeah, Kevin Naki getting into lane a little bit late, so Tim had to back off. Lost a couple CS, not too serious for him at the moment, but now going to start trying to trade with Pluto. Pluto dodging pretty nicely. It's a pretty thin target for him to hit, and those double guns a little OP at the moment.
Oh, Head Person makes a move top lane. There are too many creeps. I mean, he spent a lot of time down there, and his blue buff is actually being taken by Mega Milks right now. That is just such a cool name.
Just a heads up for anyone that's just tuning in, this is only a best of one. A lot of pressures on the line here. There's no time for remakes or recharges. And meanwhile, Hubert is going straight up against Baron von Richthofen in that top lane, while Mega Milk's just barely not able to steal the blue buff out of the jungle, and Mirhi's going to be able to clean that up. That's 2 kills going for IPL earlier on. And Baron doing okay in that top lane, so the trading going in IPL's favor so far, able to keep their blue buff in that jungle.
Oh, Baron might not be safe yet, though. Hubert gets the Ignite, gets a flash out of Baron. Baron's going to try and turn this around. The spot Hat Person with the ward. But does Hubert have the mobility? And he's just sitting on the ward. This is super dangerous, but the bandage toss does miss, and Hubert will be surviving for now. As I gotta say, Miri just picked up his second red buff of the game.
Yeah, he's going to keep that timer reset for a little while longer, and he's showing that it's actually helping him out quite a bit. He's
Baron, though, Baron! Oh. He got too close. Jaxed all over him, and, you know, he walked in the brush, did not know about the ward here, so Baron von Richthofen sought the bushes for cover, but the bushes were just danger to him.
I think this is reinforcing the postulate that Mirhi is actually the best player on the IPL lineup.
Once again, the irony of the best player being the manager of StarCraft, not lost on anybody.
He used to be a Dota 2 or a Dota 1 professional, though, so he's got that background with him.
I mean, he plays a lot of League of Legends, too. He plays a lot of everything. He is an awesome gamer, so shouts to Frank Mirri, because he is just a cool dude. And these are all cool dudes. Let's just promote them again, and then make fun of James some more for dying.
Yeah, everyone except James. He's kind of...
But that's scary. All right, they're behind 400 gold on Curse's side. They gave it the first blood in the jungle at level 1. Not a big deal when that happens. The Lee Sin dying, that's a bigger deal. They lose buffs. They didn't get the blue buff. They have no buff control on the map, actually. And Mega Milk's only level 3, but if Jackson get out of control, we've seen it happen way too often this season, too. And just look at Baron, just getting beat up in the face right now. The
level advantage that Hubert has is going to start to snowball even further. He hasn't recalled at all yet, so he's got a little over 1,000 gold sitting in the bank. When he goes back, he's going to be able to come back into lane very strong. But he doesn't need to leave for quite a while now. He's going to be able to push the lane up a little bit further. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane,
not quite. They were close.
Miss, unfortunately for them.
All right, Hat Person's looking for a gank mid lane, though. Liquid, he's a bit exposed. Doesn't have that much mana. Can he survive this?
Holding on to that bandage toss just a little while. He's going to be able to get that final damage. Has to use the flash, though, to pick up the kill. Absolutely worth it. He keeps his blue buff going, and he's going to be able to keep the aggression for their team. More assists going for Mirhi. He's 1-0 and 2 there. Hasn't recalled at all yet. He's going to be able to keep the pushing going as well. 31 CS compared to 24 for Cassiopeia.
Lee Sin shows up bot lane. Can't really get quite in range, though, and it looks like Nick Allen, which is actually Robin, did get pulled in. Did have to blow his cleanse and flash to not die right away to the very high aggression. Not sure what he cleansed, actually, because there is nothing cleansable down for the enemy team, so it might have been a bit of a misstep there, but still, they survive a Blitzcrank hook, not an easy thing to do. Jax up top lane did get sent back. He is now level 6. This gives James a chance to catch up himself. Still level 5, but should be close to level 6 himself, about halfway there. So lane's not completely lost, but it's still a scary position to be in. Hook bot lane.
Grab on Tim in the bottom lane. He does get taken down very quickly as Lee Sin comes in there to pick up that kill. They're going to try to follow it up on Kevin Naki. Wow, sick pull coming out from Tim. Hopefully that's an actual positive thing and not aggressive. The reason he's on Nick Allen's account is his account got banned. We did review the case, though, and we don't agree with the ban. He is actually a very well-mannered player.
A well-mannered player when the rest of his staff is looking, but when just players
we
are
weren't
looking...
sure about the rest of the cases that might have led to that ban, but he's a nice guy. I've never seen him say anything negative, so I don't know.
I mean, I remember IPL 6, or IPL 5, he was cursing and just throwing punches everywhere, and he hockey punched me. It was the worst.
Oh, we encourage that here at IPL.
Oh, good. It's good to have that aggressive nature. One day you guys in the MLG guys can just get into a big fisticuffs.
As long as it streams.
Oh yeah, no, totally. The question is, who streams it?
Oh, definitely on 3D.
I'll put it on live stream, a neutral party. Rest in peace, Owned. You got one day for the fisticuffs. His top lane, Hubert, getting ganked.
He's getting ganked. Hat Person does not quite have his ultimate available to him yet. Just a little bit of experience away from making that happen. But the reset on the... Oh, no, not quite going to be able to come back with the second bandage toss. He's got another second before that would have been able to come in. But that trade is what Baron needed to be able to hold his lane. He's going to be able to zone out Curse Hubert just a little bit more. Down 10 CS, down almost 500 gold there. Pretty big difference, especially since the completed Vampiric Scepter is going to allow Hubert to trade very nicely. But Baron showing that he's able to jump away when he needs to.
Just lots of aggression going for this top lane. They need to make sure Jax is under control, and that's just been the story. They keep sending Hat-Person up there, but the leap potential and the counter strike are saving Hubert just by the skin of his teeth. This time Hat-Person has the ultimate, but he's gonna walk by a ward unless he goes through lane like he's doing right now.
Ooh, nice communication there coming from Baron. He is very attentive to when the wards are going down. Gonna try to fight under turret. Not sure why he's doing that. He is gonna fall to Hubert, but it's gonna be a trade. Actually, a pretty good choice for him if he knew that that's how it was going to go down, because now Hat-Person can come and try to take this top turret. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Nick Allen and Kevin Naki are doing a great job of trading there as well.
You know, it may have been a 1-for-1, but it's 1-for-1 with that big old blob of CS being denied there. Jax now 48 CS to Baron's 38, so that could have been like 65. That was a lot of CS that died at the turret. So even though it's not the best situation, it's still a good trade when you factor in the creeps being denied. I mean, Hat-Person himself is close to level 7 now. That's how much it was. It's actually, Lee Sin bot lane does land the Q. Kevin Naki trying to get out of there, doesn't get hooked. Flash at the perfect moment. The Blitzcrank grabby hands will not be grabbing him back today, and Kevin Naki can use his amazing voice to keep on chatting in the bot lane.
Yeah, I'm sure he's talking to himself to keep himself pumped up here. No flash available, but he's still pretty fabulous, so he's going to do okay. No wards in the brush at the moment, so they don't know exactly where Blitzcrank is. A little bit of a dangerous situation since Lee Sin is in the area as well. But Kha'Zix and Mirhi, they're starting to roam a little bit. They want to try to time this red buff, maybe steal it away from the enemy jungle. Not going to be able to do that, though, since it is on Lee Sin.
He has the red buff. They're looking at Dragon, though. I mean, Jack's pushing up top lane. They know they have to make something happen with Baron being down here. He's missing CS, he's missing experience, and there's a good chance that Jack's up top lane, now level 8, can push down that top turret very quickly. So they secure the Dragon, nice 1,000 gold, maintaining that relatively small lead they've had all game. As Kevin Naki going to go ahead and meet Blitzcrank, tosses a stun out him, going man mode onto him, but, I mean, no backup for either support as they're just kind of beating each other up.
I'd love to see more of that. Just the support's not going to lane. Just kind of meet up in some predetermined area and just go at it for a little while. Frees up a little bit for the AD carries.
Hat-Person barely missing a bandage toss on Pluto. Good juke coming up from Pluto. Jack's pushing up top lane, but Kevin Naki going to take a few bullets to the head. Normally a lethal thing, as I think Baron just missed his leap.
Yes, he did.
Glad we catch the after effects of that, as top turret will be going down. Jack's now level 8, now looking very scary. I think he can duel Baron right now.
And
he's not isolated.
Indeed, he's got that Vampiric Scepter, so he's going to be able to get back some of the health. Baron, realizing that, is going to back off. Unfortunately, his turret is already down. But in that bottom lane, Blitzcrank was taken down. Kevin Naki being traded away. Nick Allen coming back in, but with only a little bit of mana, they're not going to be able to actually turn that into anything.
And Pluto does a good job of just kind of pushing them back. They did lose Tompu, so despite the death, despite the fact that it was a 3v1 for a brief moment there, he pushed forward knowing he had the damage, and he actually protects the turret in doing so. So the push isn't going on, which is at least something beneficial from that. It's still that 1,000 gold lead. His top turret has gone down. Hubert is just looking for the gank, though. Has counter-strike up. Baron, can you fight this? No ult available to him.
No ult available. He's going to try to desperately get away. We see that Mirhi's in the top jungle, but he doesn't think he needs to come up to help Baron. Good choice indeed. Baron is able to get away on his own, but unfortunately for him, he's not actually able to turn that into any sort of aggression quite yet, but Hat-Person's going to back him up. If he can get a good bait here, this could be the swing that they need in that top lane. And there it is. The bandage toss comes off. He does have the ultimate. No, he does not have the ultimate available. Baron does fall immediately, but Hat-Person's going to desperately try to turn this into a 1-for-1 trade.
He's got to cry hard.
IPL, but Lee Sin coming in here to save his boss. Hubert does get away safely. Not going to have any friends for Hat-Person at the moment.
Mega Milk's just went ahead and made himself an extra $20,000 a year, as Miri might be in a dangerous position. Liquid's coming up from behind. Mega Milks misses the Q. Miri can try and turn this around. Hat-Person, no ultimate available. Stun onto Miri. Hubert, actually, Hat-Person misses his bandage shots, but they take him out anyways. 2 go down. Hat-Person still alive. Liquid looking aggressive. Going to chase down this sad robot mummy, and is there anything he can do to not die? Yes, press flash. Nope, never mind. Not going to be enough, as the flash is burned from Liquid. He's so close to getting out, though. That poison, is it going to be enough? Yes, it will. And Liquid does pick it up, make it, I guess, a 4-for-2 total exchange at the end, but not a bad trade at all.
No, 13 minutes into this game, IPL up by 100 gold. That is it. Meanwhile, Nick Allen and Kevin Naki are going to keep the pressure going in this bottom lane. Blitzcrank a little bit behind in leveling at the moment.
Liquid. Oh, Liquid! I got nothing to say besides Liquid because he's going down. As the stealth means he can dodge anything. No C availables. Kevin Naki does get pulled in bot lane. Lots of damage going down onto him. Pluto, can you beat him up? Can you shoot him to death? The answer is yes, but the stun from Kevin will save him for that brief moment as a cleanse comes a little bit too late.
Yeah, they're going to try to go for the next grab, though, but a trap keeps Blitzcrank away. Unfortunately, robots are just as susceptible to those things as bears.
Lots of traps available. I'm just imagining a robot getting like a big metal leg. Like the trap doesn't even pierce the leg. It's metal. It's super robot metal that's used for boxing matches based off the skin. But still, the bear trap can stop him, even if it just is annoying him, bothering him.
Well, it's about the programming. It just takes up some compute cycles and doesn't know what to do.
Blitzcrank is running on a Pentium too.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah, not bad.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Mega Milks is holding it as Cassiopeia is just now returning to lane. Mega Milks does still have his red buff, but with a little bit of extra aggression coming out, that is 1,000 gold advantage now for IPL. Where did that come from?
I think they have a bit more of a CS advantage across lanes. Actually, not positive. But Perrin now towards the mid lane. Oh, it's the dragon. It's the dragon. The dragon is what makes that difference. And Perrin not really able to do that much, as he actually admitted in chat, Ubear is rocking him. So that's that might actually be James trying to get a job at Curse.
Oh, he can try all he wants, but we're not giving him up anytime soon. Gotta make fun of someone in the office.
It's got to be someone who can take it too. It can't just if they're gonna cry, it's no fun. It's actually Liquid. I mean, he's level 10, does have the ultimate up, gets a CC off, does hit both Hat Person and Baron. The ultimate comes out from Hat Person, though. It's gonna be very hard to engage or disengage from, as he just gets wrecked. That's it. He got ultimated by like 3 different people.
Yeah, Hubert is doing a great job of holding this top lane, but the problem is that that's allowing the rest of IPL to continue to roam. If they take down this mid turret, the next dragon that comes up is going to be definitely IPL territory. And that's what they're going to be looking to have happen. Tanking a little bit of the turret, but the ball protection from Murhi is going to make it so that they take down that turret and keep the push going. They're perfectly content trading a little bit of top. Lee Sin not able to fight anything on his own, as the bottom lane for Curse is going to actually recall. Kevin Naki and Nick Allen, if they realize this, are going to push up their bottom turret at the same time. Looking very good for IPL as they take down the second turret in the mid lane. Amazing play from them. Amazing call from whoever made that. I'm going to assume that it was Hat Person, since it was a good call.
I mean, at this point, I'm just going to say it's Miri. Because, I mean, Hat Person's doing well, but Miri, he's making the big plays. As Hat Person, level 9, runs away from a very grumpy Liquid, tired of dying. No Amumu ult available. Jack's still pushing up top lane.
Yeah, he's going to take that top turret, so it was a trade, but it's whether or not he can get away with this, or get away with his life from this. Miri going to choose the right path with Hat Person. It's going to be a 2-on-1 at the moment. Going to slow him down, but that counter-strike's going to lock up both players, and he's going to actually be able to get safely away. Red Baron choosing the wrong path again.
Red Baron, why'd you have to do that? And unfortunately, they used the Vantage Toss right away. Both Miri and Hat Person got stunned by the counter-strike, and that meant that when he did try and disengage, there was nothing to follow up. There was no ball, they were CC'd, and they had nothing to chase him with anyways, even if they could. Oh, grab, lands on a Nick Allen. Nick Allen, can you survive this? A cleanse comes out, not sure what for. This Misfortune Slow still would reapply, as Pluto now chasing down Kevin Naki. Flash is blown on Caitlyn. That is a big deal. That means the next hook that lands could be death. That means just next team fight could be death, as my mouse freaks out. Whoa.
Right, just grabbed the Blade of the Ruined King. How do you feel about that against a lineup from IPL that doesn't look like they're really going that high health?
If they're not going to stack Warmogs, then this is not a Season 3 team. But regardless, Blade of the Ruined King, just the perfect Jax item. It gives them the move speed to go ahead and keep chasing people down. It gives them the slow to keep chasing people down. And that really high lifesteal he needs to kind of stay in a fight. This is when we're going to start seeing him build up tanky. This is when the Warmogs will come out for himself. And that's what's going to make him really effective. He just will not die, and he's going to have so much lifesteal as actually Liquid walking into Miri right now.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of aggression in this bottom lane. Curse really wanted to take it out, but Liquid's going to get taken down again. Hat Person using his ultimate. It's a little unfortunate that he needed to make that happen, but the dragon is up, and taking out Liquid, it removes a lot of the AoE potential, a lot of the utility coming out from the Curse lineup. Now IPL can push them back, meet up with Hat Person, and either take this bottom turret that has very little health left, or go for the second dragon of the game.
And it looks like they were going more for the Blitzcrank. Screw the dragon, screw the turret, just take out the big mean robot as he takes a lot of poke. No ultimate available to Miri right now, but still a lot of damage being dealt out. Misfortune using the ultimate on the creep wave. That's a big deal because Dragon just got started. No MF ultimate available. They still have that Blitzcrank grabby hands, as that's a close steal. Tompu almost got it, but Hat-Person got the smite in time. IPL is going to have to back off, though. Jack's top lane, he's doing what a top laner does. He is sitting there, never ever leaving. Level 12 now, highest level in the game, right behind Miri, actually, so close to it. And he is farmed up, he is scary, he is buying items, getting beefy, and they have to deal with him. If they just let him farm top lane, he's just going to get more CS, more big items, and, I mean, Jack's late game is not something you see very often anymore. He's just not a popular Season 3 champ, but when he gets there, holy crap, he is still scary, he's still amazing. As the pause comes out, Miri, what you doing, Miri? Also, shoutouts to Ask Joshy. The real Ask Joshy.
I don't know if this is a legit pause here from IPL. I think we're going to need to penalize them a little bit. Who do you want to make fun of on the IPL team?
Well, let's see. Miri's carrying, so not him. Nick Allen isn't actually Nick Allen, so can't be Nick Allen. Kevin Naki, I mean, he is just a wonderful human being. So that leaves Hat-Person or Baron von Richthofen. And Hat-Person's been playing well. I mean, the reason he used the ultimate...
That's true. He's 1-1-6. He's been in almost all the fights that have happened for the IPL team. This bug in the top lane, 3-3-1. I don't know. He always talks like he knows what's going on in League of Legends and talks to all the pro players like he's the shit. He's not doing very well here.
I mean, yeah, this Baron guy, he's level 11, but a lot of that has been, just kind of being carried off the back of his teammates as they
and he
secure the
disconnects.
kills.
How rude. Oh my god.
What? He is the guy DCing from Skype.
Yeah,
he is the guy holding us up right
Skype
now.
Call, and then just hangs up on everybody.
I bet he's the guy who plays fighting games online and has a lag switch. He's that guy. The guy who's just like, I'm going to lose, put on the lag switch. And they're ahead, and he's already turning on the lag switch right now. So, I mean, come on, Baron. What you doing?
Well, he knows it's about to change because Zubair is pretty fed there. 3-2-1, 120 CS. Looking pretty good.
His CS top lane is not, that phenomenal, like 200 by the 20-minute mark we sometimes see, but it's still pretty scary. He's doing well, but at the same time, he's not at the same level as Miri or Nick Allen. It's weird. He's been up there a lot and on his own, but at the same time, I think the massive amount of pressure Hat-Person put up there means that he hasn't been able to get the normal free farm you'd like to get up there. So he is scary, but he is not super Jack scary, which is important, but he's getting there. He just needs a tanky item, and he won't die in team fights without a lot being blown on him. And the damage from IPL is not necessarily that high, especially against a tanky target.
All right, looks like everyone is back into the game. We're going to be getting started hopefully very soon here. Just need to yell at each other a little bit further. I think IPL really feeds off aggression with each other. The more they yell at each other, the more things get fixed.
I mean, I've been in the IPL offices before. Normally, after a cast, they actually just destroy the computer they were using as they flip the table over and just try to punch each other and see who was the dominant caster. Yeah,
that's why we had all those boxes of Origin PCs, because the iBuy powers, they're really good computers, but the problem is when you throw them at someone else, sometimes the RAM gets dislodged and it's just no good. That's why Origins are better.
Whoa, camera. All right, I'm actually going to go ahead and fast forward to live really quickly because we're 2 seconds behind. Whoa, what the hell was that? And it was staying fast forward as Baron actually not going to walk into Hubert. Hubert trying to get himself fed a little bit more, deals a lot of damage. The lead comes out from Baron and he's going to be fast enough, but note the flash comes out, the stealth comes out. Baron trying to get out of there. Hubert just looking to chase down and quash this bug. He's got an infestation, and that infestation is James Ryleman. Is Ryleman trying to survive? The tower dive will be enough, and Hubert will barely survive.
Barely survived from the Kazakhs, but not able to survive against the Murky that comes in there. 2 robots in this game. The Clockwork one happens to be prevailing the most at the moment. 5-1 and 3. But in that bottom lane, Pluto getting a double kill, able to take out Kevin Naki and Nick Allen. That's going to give them a lot of dominance in this bottom lane. It looked like they were trying to go for that turret. They got it, but it cost them their lives and their own turret.
Clearly what Curse did during the pause was go ahead, look at the stream, and just see what was going on, and just setting up everything perfectly. I'm sorry, no, they're not absolute legends. But Curse, I mean, they've now taken out 3 people. It's 3 for 1 still. Miri did get another kill. They took out a turret, though. That's it coming back into the game. 2,000 gold difference used to mean a lot more than it did before, but now it's more items going to MF. MF has a Bloodthirster, has a Brutalizer. She's getting really quickly to that point where her ultimate's going to be devastating. Yeah, and it's kind of the same across the board.
If you take a look at where the gold differential is, it's pretty much entirely on Miri. So when they do get into the team fights, that's going to be a lot of AP coming out from the team, on Cassiopeia, he did pick up that Chalice of Harmony early on, so he's going to have a lot of resistance against that, but no one else on the team really is prepared for what could be coming out from Mihri.
Nick Allen's going to meet Hubert. Hubert's going to meet a lot more friends. Stun comes out from everybody. Only the Taric stun lands as it cannot be avoided. Hubert gets ulted by Amumu. Here comes a lot of auto attacks. Caitlyn ult will secure the kill. Hubert really just got, obliterated. That was it. That was everything. Just smacking them in the face. And if there's one thing IPL is good at, is using a lot of ultimates on one person.
Yeah, it might as well just get them all out of the way and then not fight for the next little while. Allow them to take mid-turret. Great decision-making there from the IPL team.
In the end, they do kill Jax, but now we have that possible base rate situation. They take out top, cool, but now mid's being pressured, and Hat Person, he's just a sad robot mummy. How is he going to go ahead and defend a turret? The answer by being so intimidating that the Curse staff will be backing off. And actually, this is turning into a terrible, terrible situation for Curse as they're just pushing down top some more. Kha'Zix in the mid lane, he's going to be able to clear a lot of these creeps as Curse just... They're not doing anything to stop the top push. They lost 2 turrets. IPL will be retreating, no awesome base races, but, they just lost 2 objectives, only picked up 1 turret themselves, and lost Hubert as well, just really falling behind in that trade. They were scared of the Amumu, but Amumu had no ultimate up, so what was holding them back? The Kha'Zix? Kha'Zix is not doing all that much damage yet.
He's really not doing very well in this game. I'd say he's definitely the least valuable player there. Was in the top lane, fed Hubert a little bit, although Hubert played stellarly. So far. Liquid now grabbing the blue buff for his team, so you can start to do a little bit more with that Rylai's Crystal Scepter. But that's in a situation where a kite potential would need to get shut down, and they haven't really gotten to a full 5v5 team fight quite yet.
I think they're looking for the ultimate from Liquid to just keep everybody in place long enough for Pluto to kill everybody, and then clean up from Hubert and Mega Milks to be the finisher. Like, they have a lot of potential for a really good AoE team fight, but the AoE team fights aren't happening. And as weird as it is, the fact that they're using a Mumu ult on one person and Orianna's ultimate on one person means that they're never confident to engage in a big AoE fight. So even though normally it's like a Mumu, get into the big AoE fight, get into a team fight, it's actually kind of beneficial that they're not.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And it looks like they do have a pretty decent timer on Dragon. They're moving up here to get control of the area 2 minutes before it actually comes up. Make sure that all lanes are pushing at the right time. But Mega Milks gets caught here by Hat Person. Beautiful job. Baron stealing the kill away from them. Not sure why he's not allowing the rest of his team to get the gold that they deserve more than he does.
I don't know if you saw that. That was a great flash from Kevin Naki. That lends a stun that leads to the Banish Toss, which was already casted to chain CC. Ultimate from his fortune to clear the creep wave. Ultimate from Hat Person with a flash, though. This is great CC. Pluto cleanses, gets out of there. Caitlyn ultimate will not secure the kill. Hubert has turned on his mad mode, trying to turn around. Miri's so low himself, will be going down. Ultimate is on cooldown. Baron goes down. Hat Person trying to chase everybody down, but this is not going to end well for him. This is a great situation for the Curse team as Nick Allen gets hooked back in and does go down. This is scary. You got to run, Taric. You got to look fabulous as you get the hell out of there.
Yeah, great initiation from the IPL team. They were able to take down the first inhibitor turret, but then they didn't realize they should have backed off at that point. They saw the nice target of Hubert with very low health, but they didn't. They just had blinders on. It was a very poor call made by whoever it was. Love to be in the Skype chat right now.
We should. You're part of IPL. Should ask to be invited, and we can just listen and let that be the casting. As guess what, Baron's out being attempted right now. Kaz is picking up a Black Cleaver, but yeah, they really went for Pluto, and it was so close. They had the flash from Amumu, but they had the ultimate onto her, but Pluto with his great kiting and the rest of Curse helping him get out of that terrible situation. Guess what? Pluto survived. Everybody walked forward, and then they just started dying. Baron now taken, and guess who has the gold lead?
This is a complete switch around from one bad play from IPL. Very unfortunate. Now I need to actually start caring a little bit more. I thought we had it in the bag, but not looking too good at the moment. That Jax, as he's getting fed like you're talking about, he's got that Blade of the Rune King along with the Warmogs, going for some daggers for some extra attack speed as well. What do you think IPL needs to do to defend over the next 3 minutes?
Does Malady still build out of 2 daggers? Because if that's what he's building, that's awesome. And what they need to do to defend, they can just sit in base. Their wave clear is amazing. The big key is going to be whether... Tompu does have that Oracles. And that Oracles is a major key part of these pushes because they can ward against it with Blitzcrank. As actually, now they're going for a Dragon IPL. This could be a dangerous situation. Hubert's going to walk forward, trying to beat them up. Turns on the counter-strike. Lands a good CC onto Baron. Only Baron, though. And Hubert just kind of go into mad mode. Tompu does not land the Blitzcrank grab. Hat Person trying to run. They got to get out of this terrible fight as ultimate's coming out. They're just disengaging. And Mumu ult will lock them up for a little bit. Will he escape, though? Baron gets over the wall with a leap. Hat Person gets hit by the Lee Sin Q, though. Mega Milks does take him down. Almost goes down himself. Baron so low. Kevin trying to escape. Tarek, you're so fabulous, but you're also so dead as Curse picks up 2 more kills. Before it was they can just sit in their base and clear waves with Orianna and Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix has great Void Spike damage. That's one of the reasons people call him broken. Orianna has, the ball. The ball is amazing. Now it's, well, you have 3 members alive. They're just going to push. What can you do to stop it? Luckily, Curse a little bit slower on the pushing, not immediately rushing towards those mid turrets, trying to backdoor them, so it's going to be a little bit easier, and Hat Person should be up soon, but now they don't have a Mumu ultimate. Now they don't have that big CC, that big F-off CC. You're locked in place if they do go for an aggressive dive.
Yeah, Hat Person doing an amazing job of waiting until his ultimate just barely got off cooldown, using it so it was only 2 deaths there. A decent trade for the Dragon. The positioning they had in that situation was not too bad either because all lanes were pushing at the time. You got to keep in mind, Curse still has Baron buff. They were able to only take down 1 turret, and they're running away from the IPL team right now. So Baron buff's more than half expired at the moment. Not too bad for IPL in this stage of the game. 26.5 minutes in. 1,000 gold lead for Curse, a lot better than it was before when IPL was up. But the problem is they have a Baron inhibitor, and IPL is going straight for it. Oh no, they're going to grab Hubert. He's going to try to get away with that Counter-Strike, but everyone's focused on him. He doesn't have the support this time. If he goes down, that could be very bad for his team. Tries to go for the Ignite on Baron. He does actually succeed in getting it. Hat Person out on his own. He gets grabbed. He could be going down pretty quickly, but that would be a good trade overall for the IPL team. A lot of the gold is...
those ultimates! I mean, the Cassiopeia ultimate locks up or CCs so many people. Orianna grabs everybody at the same time. They're just trading as now Mega Milks going in. Baron tries to save the rest of his team as Mega Milks goes for the initiate. Kevin being chased down. This keeps happening. Tarek, you're so beautiful, but you're so slow compared to the rest of the team. And IPL will be disengaging. I'm sorry, man. Didn't mean to cut you off, but holy crap, those ultimates. Everything happened at the exact same second as great lead from Baron. We'll keep him alive.
And it's not over quite yet. The chase is still going on by Liquid. The rest of his team's backed off, but he wants to make sure that the minion wave stays very aggressive into the IPL base. That main focus for Curse is that they have a Baron inhibitor. They need to defend all of their turrets at the same time while keeping the entire IPL team away from that. It's a very nice carrot on the stick to lure IPL in, but they're making pretty good calls as well. They're only pushing in when they should, getting decent trades there, and then backing away safely.
I just want to give you guys one quick apology. I am on camera, and I am like the crappiest cameraman, so if it's a little bit shaky, sorry about that. But I'm trying to zoom in on as many Blitzcrank grabbing Caitlyn Caitlyn traps as I can. Caitlyn mushrooms would be awesome if it was like a Teemo hybrid. But as the game is now, both teams are terrifying. Now it's all about the initiate. It used to be IPL has the advantage. IGN can do what they want. Now it's everybody's really scary and they all do lots of damage and all have really good disengages. If Hat Person uses his ultimate for a disengage, that's going to be awesome. At the same time, if you use it for a hard initiate, maybe they'll kill him and the rest of the team. No one really knows what will happen, so everybody's being kind of cautious. Baron actually going aggressively, as I'm completely wrong with what I just said.
Yeah, Baron has a tendency to do that, especially since Kevin and Mirhi were in the area to give him the extra shield. They want to go in on this inhibitor, but they need to make sure they don't make the same mistake as when they took the inhibitor turret down. Don't go completely onto Hubert. If he's low health, that's fine. That means he's going to be moving away from the fight, and they can focus on everyone else.
They can't be split off. What happened before is Hat Person caught off on his own. I mean, if you're alone against a team with Blitzcrank, you're going to die if he lands that hook, and that's exactly what happened. So they need to be grouped up, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's confident in their team fight potential right now. You go in hard as IPL, you're going to walk into a Cassiopeia ult. If Curse goes in themselves, though, they may not guarantee that Cassiopeia ult. They may not guarantee the Misfortune ultimate damage. So everybody's just not confident, and you can kind of see it. They're taking poke, they're taking damage. Hubert going in, though. Great stun lands.
Yeah, the focus for IPL so far has kind of been to try to take down Hubert, but if you take a look at Pluto's score, 6-0 and 5. He's where a lot of the damage for Curse is really coming from, and there's the bullet time, locking up 3 players. Beautiful flash ult from Hat Person to prevent the full damage from it, but Nick Allen is being forced out of the fight. That's a lot of the DPS from the team. Kha'Zix falling as well. This is going to be a complete rout in Curse's favor. They're going to be able to push now around 3 players down. Kevin, Naki, and Mirhi are just going to try to run away. Mirhi still has that blue buff, so he's going to be able to keep a little bit of poking going. a lot more than he otherwise would have, but this turret is looking pretty juicy, and the inhibitor for Curse is still alive.
It's only 2 members. It's going to be up to Miri to clear the waves. At the same time, it looks like Curse can just go ahead, tank everything out. Hubert turns on the counter-strike, tries to flash in there and get something done. He does chase off Miri, does chase off Kevin. This is possibly the end. I mean, Nick Allen up in 15, Halperson up in 15. They're going to be alive in time to respawn, but, the inhibitor is going down. The precedent is set. Actually, Kevin Naki does get pulled in. That may not be what they wanted, though, as Miri does a lot of damage with the ball, and the dissonance will chase them off, but I mean, turrets are going down, inhibitors are at risk. They're going to need home guard boots, and they're going to need them bad right now.
Absolutely true, but they're all respawned at the moment. They're going to lose the second inhibitor, but they can have a chance at coming back, removing all the players from Curse, and then pushing in to take down an inhibitor of their own. One player down, he's going to be gone for 52 seconds. Liquid does get grabbed as well. If they can take him down, that is another kill. They can reverse this completely on Curse. A back-and-forth game going on. 31.5 minutes in. Almost a 3,000 gold lead, a little bit more for Curse. They do have the money, but IPL's got the strats.
It looks like frames are dropping quite a bit. And do I sound okay, by the way?
Yeah. Well,
okay, cool. All right.
Going for Baron at the moment. This is a really good decision with Liquid and Hubert out. There's not a whole lot of utility for the Curse lineup. Looks like Pluto's going to try to come in and say something about it. Bullet time going in. Everyone is going to get caught by that, but only for a few seconds. The Baron buff is going to get taken away, and they're going to be able to reverse this around. Pluto might die for the first time. That's going to be 500 bounty gold available for Mirhi. He's got a pretty good build for him now, but it's going to get even better. Good choice by IPL to recall, push out some of their lanes a little bit, and maybe focus on the bottom lane where a lot of minions are forming up.
A Baron take and 2 inhibitors down, though. What can IPL really do with a Baron? It's going to be a lot of turtling in their base. But now, with the buff, they're going to be confident against any assault that Curse can dish out. At the same time, though, 2 inhibitors down does mean that if they ever leave the base, the super minions from one lane, the lane they're not pushing in, will just go ahead and annihilate their base. So they can't leave, they can't do anything, but they don't die. And that's what really matters right now. They were behind at the brink of losing the game, and they're still in it now.
Even at 49.9k for both teams, Baron going to clear out the jungle, but ping's coming down from Curse on that bottom turret. They want to come up here and get the low-hanging fruit available to them. Just try to build up a little bit more of that gold lead. And then Dragon is available for either team as well. But it looks like IPL's not going to be too defensive here. They want to be very aggressive with this buff and get the full advantages they can. Maybe they can take Dragon. Maybe they can get a couple more kills. They're definitely going to be able to defend this bottom turret. But they need to be aggressive as well.
This is a chance for Curse to really attack the fact that IGN is being aggressive. They know they're going to go for objectives. If at any moment Curse sneaks through the lanes, tries to do something like backdoor the Nexus, which currently has creep waves pushing against it, IPL can just be annihilated. This is getting scary. This is getting close. It's to the brink where one misstep, even just one person in the jungle at the wrong time, is the game. Curse knows it's Curse. They're playing aggressive. The ward coverage out from them, it's moving towards the jungle around the objectives that IPL want to take. Now they're losing blue buff. They got the dragon, but that doesn't really matter. And this is gearing up to be a possible final push. The Baron might not be enough. The Super Minions top could just take the game.
Yeah, it's going to be something that is a ticking time bomb for IPL. They're going to be able to push in really quickly, though. If they can take down Pluto, that's a lot of the damage removed. Hubert is a big tank for them with that Zephyr and that Blade of the Ruined King and the Warmogs as well. But it doesn't matter as they push in. They need to be mindful of their base, however. They could lose a Nexus turret. It is going to start to take a lot of damage, but it looks like IPL might be willing to trade. However, that's a bad idea as Mega Milks joined the double Super Minion waves. They lost their Nexus turret. They're going to lose the second one before they can recall against it. Blitzcrank doing a good job of tying them up as Hubert. He's just going man mode on his own. It's going to be a Caitlyn versus Mega Milks duel in the main base of IPL. Who's going to be able to take this? It looks like Mega Milks is going to take the turret, but is he going to be able to stay alive long enough to be able to take down the Nexus? Nick
I don't think he needs to.
Great job.
It's the Super Minions. There's so many up. It's only Nick Allen. He's the 80 carry. He's the guy who can kill them. But yeah, this is it. The Super Minions will spawn. But that was it. That was Mega Milks not even finishing off the Nexus himself, spending enough time to show up and just say, yeah, I've won. I can leave now. Goodbye. Have fun. GG's coming out, and that was...
So excited for the comeback.
I was waiting for it. Like, they took the kills out, but Mega Milks did the perfect thing. He just like, all right, they're going to do stuff. let me wander towards mid lane and win the game. So fantastic play coming out from Curse. I mean, Curse, they really had great plays all around. Like, Pluto was the scary AD that IPL had to shut down. Tonfu was the grab. You blitzcrank how many hooks did he land that end up having just a huge impact on the game. The grab on the Hat person when he was in their base. A lot of the grabs in laning that made sure that Nick Allen didn't get out of control. And of course, Hugh Barrett, the beast up top lane, Liquid with his CC and quite a few deaths. And Mega Milk's just like, I've got to make sure I'm still relevant, and finishes off the game for the rest of his team. So great play from Curse. And IPL, they're 2-2 now. They had their chance, they had their moments, but they blindsided themselves.
Yeah, both teams are actually 2-2, so sitting at the same point in the standings. I believe it is a Swiss format for the main league until it gets to the actual playoffs. So we might see them again. If we do, you better be sure that IPL will not allow a repeat of this. They will push in at the right moments and fall back when it's prudent to do so. But great game for us here today. I was pretty impressed by the play from Mirhi, especially in that mid lane earlier on against Liquid, who was a former pro. Yeah.
So yeah, it was the former pro, and I gotta wonder who made some of those calls on Curse. Like it was a weird playstyle. LPL, you could tell they were playing very team oriented with what they did. Lots of big moves on towards Huber. Lots of big 3 ultimates being blown. It was all about the team. And Curse, it was more individual in a sense, but they came together at the right moments to show their teamwork, and that was a cool game to watch. I want to see these guys meet again in the finals. These are finals teams.
Well, finals teams that have both lost twice, so maybe there's some even better finals teams out there.
Probably. There are a lot of finals teams. I'm not saying they're the best finals teams, I guess.
Yeah, if you guys are at home watching this, keep in mind this is an open tournament. This is the Premier League of AHGL, but anyone can join this. So if you guys have people at your office that play League of Legends, go make some friends, sign up for the next season, and you guys could be competing in something that you otherwise would just watch. It's a great way to get out there and experience this competitive culture that normally you just would think is for the pros that are spending their entire days playing the game. Both of these teams, they play League of Legends a lot, but they have full-time jobs as well, so it's something you can actually do both of at the same time.
Yeah, as much as fun as it would be to say all they do is play League of Legends, because it is Curse and IPL, they do stuff. They have a lot of programming to be done on the Curse side, IPL side. It's just lots of just stuff to do, and they still find the time to play these tournaments. It's Google that does it. Microsoft, I believe, also has their team. There are a lot of teams in AHGL, so if you have a place where people play League of Legends, just get them. Get them. If it's college, do college leagues. If it's an office or any place where you work with people, get them to do it. Just go ahead, grab people, and get in there.
Yep. And if you're not, well, make sure you grab some buddies, grab a few drinks, and watch the games that are happening. LCS is going to be started off in a couple weeks here. Really stoked for how that's going to go. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll have a lot more content for you guys in the near future. Thank you, Studio, for helping me out here. I'm not too good at the whole solo casting thing, and your expertise is always valuable.
Well, just remember